There you go.
If you're up on stereo, feeling all dazed, come to Two Side on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Chilling out, maxing, relaxing, and smoking. Joking with the boo. Oh, yeah, I'm toking. Okay, that's all I got.
John. I'm the
Oh,
boo.
John. I know you just enjoy so much, don't you? You're just a guy who enjoys all sorts of things. All right, pal. Well, there you go. There you have it. That's John L. Peacock's 2 cents. Folks. We are the Two-Sided Pod. We're here every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. That's 4 a.m. Greenwich Mean Sandwich time if you happen to be across the pond. If you're not, well, God bless you. It's better weather over here. Better food. What's up, everybody? John, are you there? John, can you hear me? John, can you hear my voice?
Huh? What? Huh?
There you go.
Wait for it. Hey!
There he is, folks. Oh, look at that animal. The pretty beast, isn't he? Okay. All right. Look at this. I got everything. It was kind of a rush to judgment here to come together, but it looks like I have everything I need. Yeah, I'm good.
I'll be honest and admit a little bit. My boy Pete's usually the first one on to the Zoom, which is what starts all this for us a little bit before the show starts. He wasn't today, but
Yep.
he usually is.
Yep. No, 100%. I've decided that, John, you need to step up your goddamn game because I know you get off and you're off for a few hours and you're just sitting around home taking buttons off your shirts, preparing for the long, hard week of not wearing buttons. And I know you have time, so I expect you to start the show, to start doing your checklist, then text me like, okay, Mr. My Boy Pete, the camera's ready for you now. You can come on in the studio. And then I'll be like, all right, now you give me a little fucking acting room. Ah!
Well,
That's what
I was coming from a play, but
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I know. Like I'm saying, you were practicing taking buttons off your shirt to live that crazy ass lifestyle you do. That's what I said. Exactly. Your kind of people don't wear buttons that often. We know.
I think this deserves a shot and a start of a show.
Cheers, bud. Bink, bink, bink.
Cheers. Bagow. I don't have the audio. Vamp. This means vamp.
Yeah. No, what are you vamping for? Because you don't have the audio up. I can hear you. How do you not have audio up? What does that mean?
Shh, don't pull the curtain back. Go.
No, there is no curtain. John, there is no curtain. We're watching you. Folks, if you've ever wondered what it feels like to be drowning under a 200-pound ginger blanket once a week, well, wonder no more because you're experiencing it firsthand. This is what it feels like to slowly die from ginger inhalation. Holy shit.
I call it thunder ginger blanket.
Yeah, no, you can call it whatever you want, bud. Thunder blankets help dogs sleep. You're a blanket that suffocates until death. That is not helpful. All right, so nothing has changed on your audio, so that's good to go. So, all right, ready?
Well, howdy.
Get that look off your face. God damn. I've never had a visual representation of how I felt listening to a piece of music until that moment. Wow. I've never wanted to vomit from my brain and eyes at the same time. Oh, your ears? Oh, those gave out long ago listening to this shit every week. John, I'm sorry, as you were.
I'm John L. Peacock out in Brooklyn, New York.
I'm My Boy Pete, and I can't believe the fucking theme song hasn't changed ever. in Southern California.
And you're listening to Two-Sided, a live recorded podcast where each week I challenge Pete with a bit of the two sides of life, the fun and the serious.
Yeah, the me and the you, the yes and the no, the today, Junior, and the fucking right now, John. The yin and yang, the give and the take, the push and the pull, the ebb and the flow, John. We can't do this anymore. It is just tit for tat. Will they? Won't they? It's a real Ross Rachel situation, John. No one told me life was going to be this way. I'm just saying.
Well, if it hasn't been your year, your week, or your day, I think that's how it goes. Let's have a shot. Pop that packet, and I want to ask you a question.
Jesus.
Or those two packets.
Oh,
17
Jesus.
packets. Oh, they care so much. They care so much.
Quiet your mouth, John. Cheers. What's up?
What's really good?
What's up?
I've been listening to your conversation. I read the title, The Fun and the Serious. You know what's fun and serious? Biden identifies as a black woman. I heard the other day. I'm going to go to frying plantains.
That's pretty fun. Good for him. Good for him. Granted, I don't think he could have. I don't know if he can be held accountable for what he identifies as, because I think it changes from day to day. That's no joke. That's no joke, Joe.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, girl. Yes. I am.
Are you from Southern California?
I'm all from Southern California. Yes, ma'am. You know where I am.
She didn't understand that you had to leave the comment. You guys said it on. Because she was talking to you like you were going to respond right back like you're having a telephone conversation. So please disregard. I'm sorry.
They never answer. These fucking guys. Oh, that's Southern Californians for you. Every goddamn time.
What up, John? What up, Pete?
What up, Lolly?
Good night.
Yeah, girl.
Happy Tuesday podcast night.
Yeah.
It's my favorite day of the week with my favorite two fellas. I'm just down here hanging out. It's a no smoke week for me. I'm taking a little break from the THC because it's built up in me and I need too much to feel the high. So I'm taking a little break. But hey, I'm here listening. Love you guys.
Love you, man. Lolly, always good to hear from you. You know what? But you know what that means, John? It means we're smoking for two today, because we're not going to go without thinking about that. Yeah, we're here for you.
Yeah.
When
we got you,
when you see, when all of a sudden you see just two bongs in the sand, that means that we picked up Lolly's bong and we're carrying her along with us in the sand. That's the two-sided promise. Footsteps with the bong. There's a poem about it or some shit, I'm pretty sure.
We know poetry. We may not know math so well, but yeah, we definitely know poetry.
Yeah. You wouldn't know sensuality if it bit you on the ass, John. Wait a minute. I think I would. I think that's pretty goddamn sensual.
We got one more.
All right. Here we go.
Feels like you're always second gear. Fuck not me, man. I'm neutral. I can't see forward or backwards. When it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year, two sides are there for you.
On a Tuesday night.
Just two sides are there for you.
8 p.m. Pacific. 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, every Tuesday night with John. Yeah, fucking Peacock. That's awesome. Mine Fox, how you doing? Good to see you, Foxes.
Well, yeah, and I love Foxy Lady. Heard her quick little laugh in the background right at the end of that. That was fantastic. My boy Pete. Speaking of fantastic, yes, I'm pretty fantastic today. I'm doing good, but I'd like to do a general check-in with you. My boy Pete, how you feeling?
I'm feeling all right, John. Slowly getting back into the swing of work from being full-time vacationer, and I don't like it. I don't think it's a way that any of us need to live. The others have been talking. They're all tired of living this way. It's time for an uprising, a change. But other than that, man, pretty good. It's not as hot as it was. I lost my wallet in San Diego, and someone found it and texted me, and is sending it back in the mail. I was like, all right. I already canceled my cards, but I get my license and my passport little card back. So I'm like, that saves me $50. So yeah,
That's awesome. That's really cool. Hey,
I asked her over and over and over. I'm like, you didn't take the money, did you? You didn't find those pictures, did you? And I kept saying that over and over. So hopefully she looks for something and takes the money. I don't know.
She's like, what money? What pictures? What money? What pictures?
Oh yeah, never mind. Don't look for it. Just it's fine. Don't search anymore.
Well, my boy Pete, we don't need to search anymore because that leads us to our first lightning round.
And round. It's time to get down. Come on. Yeah. Woo! What's up, John L. Peacock? What's up, my boy Pete?
Yo, bro. Hey, how you doing? Hey, yeah.
All right. Well, it sounds like you guys are pretty busy. Have a good show. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, the whole thing is he said he was pissed at you, and if you weren't going to play, he doesn't going to fucking care either. So it's kind of the umbrage is on you, John.
I'm a forgiving man.
Yeah.
Looking forward. Going from the past. Looking forward. Well, anybody who's anybody knows that the first lightning round of the episode is always a standard Q&A. My boy Pete, are you ready for the questions?
Yes, John, I'm ready for the questions. Let's see what we got.
First question, my boy Pete. What is your favorite 70s sitcom?
70s sitcom? Holy shit.
Yeah.
70s. Shit, John. It's 20 years before I was born.
You had Nick at Night, right? A little Nick at Night.
No, I didn't. Hell no, I didn't have cable. I didn't have cable until I moved out of college. And after that, John, I was only watching Skinamax, that nice soft core stuff, you know, real classy. Like, I don't waste my time on that childish stuff, Nick at Night. It's Red Shoe Diaries, baby. Okay, I would say, how about 70s? See, but it's gonna be 80s. No, I can only think of like 80s.
Okay, then I'll give you either 60s or 80s. It seems like you're going 80s. So, what is your favorite 80s, 1980s sitcom?
Do you just tell me it's like I'm going 60s? Okay, now I'm going 60s.
You have to actually do both now. If you don't want to do 70s, you have to do both. What's your favorite 60s sitcom and 80s sitcom?
Jesus. 80s, I would say I was a big fan of Mr. Belvedere.
That's a great one, but that might have started in the 70s, but we'll move on.
I think it was like 80.
Sure.
81.
Yeah, it started in 80. Yeah.
No, because Silver Spoons started in like 84. Yeah, and it's right before that.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. How about fuck that? How about MASH? I'll go 70s with MASH. How about that? 79? Isn't that 79?
Yeah, it went into the 80s, but yeah, MASH is freaking fantastic.
Yeah, we'll go MASH. We'll go MASH. There we go. Because everybody likes a good war comedy, John.
I like how they got rid of the lyrics but kept the theme song for the TV show after basing the TV show off the movie. All satire, all high satire, of course.
Right, exactly. Don't ask, don't tell, John. That was my big theory about war comedies. Anyway, okay.
Well, because I gave you a pass, you got to do 60s, man.
How about 60s? It's in the 60s. How about Honeymooners? That goes in like 61, right?
Well, it started in the 50s, but yeah.
Yeah, it goes in the 60s. Yeah.
One of these days, my boy Pete. One of these days. Next question. my boy Pete, what was the best network television news hour of the 20th century?
Fuck that, John. You know how I feel about news.
You also only had network television, so we are in your domain of growing up.
Yeah, but I hated it so much because my parents only watched it. I would say, what are the old ones like that? I'm Tom Brokaw. This is
Well,
Tom
CBS was
Brokaw.
was the first one. Yeah.
All right, yeah. Tell me about the affiliates, John. Tell me about the structures and the.
Well, that's it was CBS. It was Tom. Yeah, he was. Yeah, that's Tom Brokaw. I was answering your question.
Okay, it's Tom Brokaw. You're like CBS. That was the name of the show, CBS.
Yes, yes, it was.
Nice, good question answered, John. You are not my phone a friend for my lifeline. John, here's the question. Tom Brokaw has a news hour. Yep, I know the answer. CBS. No, John
It was the first one.
I'm answering your question. Jeez. Fucking idiot. This is why animals eat their young.
We'll just move along from that one. Who, in your opinion, my boy Pete, was the greatest orator throughout history? Orator throughout history.
Well, I know you're going to want me to say Orson Welles, but I think Hitler had a way about the microphone, John. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Take a second to stab at that? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go Jesus of Nazareth. Did you hear his Sermon on the Mount, bro? He said, "Blessed are the cheesemakers." Holy shit. The dairy industry went nuts with that.
I mean, a lot of people are going to agree with you, so I'll give you that one.
Yeah, thanks.
Final question, my boy Pete. What is the best form of communication to actually get one's message across? The best form of communication to actually get one's message across.
I'm going to go with body language, John.
Do you want to add that? Do you want to add to that? I mean, that's a great answer, but
I'm just saying you can go. You don't need to speak the language to get your message across. John, it reminds me of this time when I was traveling across the continent of South America, and I was stopping in many of well, that's neither here nor there, John. Needless to say, I understood the concept of what they were asking and what was required. No,
did not expect you to go there with that.
Neither did they, John. And that is how deportation works.
Apparently, body language did not work in your favor in that instance.
I'm telling you what, John. The customs officials were so pissed. I was like, "What do you mean? You asked if I had anything to declare, and I did a little dance, baby."
She was saying that was her age. I thought that was her price. I don't know.
Yikes, John. Way to make it weird. That's horrible. You should feel fucking ashamed of yourself. We're trying to have a good time here. We're trying to class it up, man. You're just scraping the bottom of the barrel. Come on, John. This is a kid's show, god damn it. We're gonna get pulled from PBS. No, we're gonna get pulled from PBS if you keep this bullshit up, John.
Oh, our episodes have to be explicit every single time because of you, so it doesn't matter anyway.
Bro, I don't know what you're saying. I don't remember any of that. Right now, you're going off the reservation. I'm trying to get you back on fucking point. All right? WWMRD. What would Mr. Rogers do? All right? Let's go ahead and think about that. I'm going to change my slippers for a shot. You keep the show going, okay?
I mean, yeah. Shout out to Mr. Rogers. Get that shot ready, and while you're doing it, pop those packets.
Shout out to packets. Here we go.
Yes, here we go.
When I fucking think about it later, hopefully I think about it later, John, send me a text. I'm going to do that. I'm going to make that. I'm going to write that out. Yeah, it's going to go down. I like that. That flowed.
100%. 100%.
Update on the case we are in. I repeat, we have entered the United States of
Yes.
America.
Yes.
With everything.
Everything. All right. Finally, you back in America where you get some good pizza and some good Chinese food. I can get some good Indian food, man. Back in America. Yeah.
With everything. Wink. Wink's as good as a nudge to a blind bat, if you know what I mean. Say no more. Say no more.
A brick of Coke is as good as 2 bricks to a Port Authority employee. Say no more. Allegedly.
Bye, bye, Pete. Let's do that shot and get into our first segment.
All right, here you go. Cheers. Bing, bing, bing.
Cheers, everybody. You're welcome for listening.
Oh, no. I'm so delicate, John. I'm like a fucking little flower. Getting all this booze. I just don't know if I can handle it anymore, John. All right, I'm better now. Okay.
Oh, it hit. Never mind. We're good.
Yeah. It was right around the time of lightning round where the drugs begin to take a hold.
Well, speaking of that, we're talking about homing pigeons.
All right. Finally, John, we're talking about something goddamn good. See, man, just when I think you can't get any stupider and you fucked up as much as humanly possible, you go and do something like this and completely redeem yourself, bud. Yeah. All I'm letting you guys know, I don't want to give any spoiler alerts, but I know quite a little bit about carrier pigeons and spoiler alerts. But you guys are all going to be getting carrier pigeons for your family and friends for Christmas. After this show is done, how can you not? It's going to be great. It's the wave of the future, John.
I believe you. I think that was more than a joke. By the way, enjoy your gifts, ladies and gentlemen.
The whole thing, it's end-to-end security. John, we do 2-factor authentication. First, we grab the pigeon and it pecks at you to make sure that you can handle it correctly. That's the first layer of authentication. Then you yell at it and whisper where you want it to go. And then that's a second layer. It's pretty good. And it's totally secure until it reaches its destination. You just can't beat it these days.
I mean, my Pete, since you know, what is the difference between a carrier pigeon and a homing pigeon?
It's homing pigeons can only have a personal item, but carrier pigeons can have a bag up to 50 pounds without paying any extra. It's like they also get to go to the carrier pigeon lounge pre-boarding and have little cocktails and birdseed at no extra charge. It's all included. It's pretty good. But carriers carry things. Homings, they just hang around the house. They're homebodies, homing pigeons, homebody pigeons. They like to stay home. House slippers. They get their feathers up in rollers. Hey, you need to go and get out of this house and go home over there. I wasn't even planning on leaving the house today. I don't know. Am I close?
They ruffle their feathers, but in a good way.
Completely.
Well, we'll find out. But if you'd like to chime in and see if my boy Pete is correct about carrier pigeons getting first class service at the airport lounges and homing pigeons. I'm sorry, scratch that and reverse it. Keep going. Homing pigeons with first class and carrier pigeons. Sometimes staying home with the little slippers, little cocktail.
Yeah. Hey, John, are you just going to repeat everything I said and say, hey, if you want to chime in and if you think Pete's right, you're going to repeat everything I said? Hey, if you think John is going to go off on tangents about lightning rounds of sitcoms from the 70s, but then 80s and 60s, and then move right into carrier pigeons. Well, all right.
The first message-bearing pigeon was loosed by Noah. The ancient Romans
message
message-bearing
message
massage barong.
Right. No, little did they know. 2 by 2, they got happy endings all the way around. No, not okay. Go. Sorry, go.
The first message-bearing pigeon was loosed by Noah. The ancient Romans used pigeons for chariot races to tell owners how their entries had place. Genghis Khan established pigeon relay posts across Eastern Europe and Asia. And Charlemagne made pigeon raising an exclusive privilege of nobility.
See, I don't like that. Once you know pigeons, you love pigeons. So therefore, I think it just cuts all classes, John. Charlemagne, what an asshole. Taking the pigeons from the commoners.
Yeah.
And Noah, John, Noah was the first one. So we're gonna say, Heathcliff was the first cat to live in a junkyard. Are we really gonna talk like that craziness? Come on, John.
Well, I mean, there's scientific study that showed that Heathcliff was the first cat to live in a junkyard.
100%. The first woman to be turned into a pillar of salt when she ran away from Sodom and Gomorrah was Sarah. Sarah was the first woman to be turned into a pillar of salt. Look it up.
And who was her husband?
Lot.
I knew you knew Lot. I'm surprised you knew Sarah. Good on you.
Come on, John.
Yeah. Come on. She's not just the wife of a man. She's a woman. She's a human, right?
I'm not just a drunk. I'm a literary biblical scholar, John. You can't start a cult unless you know how to talk to God.
Well, so after Charlemagne of changing the Roman Empire into the Holy Roman Empire and converting them all to Christians, and then taking the pigeons away from the poor class, Rothschild fortune of France is said to have been seriously augmented by a pigeon bearing news of the British victory at Waterloo. But it was in the siege of Paris in 1870 that the carrier pigeon won its wings, so to speak.
Okay. I think it already had wings, hence the flying and stuff. But I like your play on words, John. Hey, I'm just saying, the New York Post is hiring, John, with clever wordplay like that. You could get a job there in no time.
Oh, yeah, the Post. That's a great one. Shout out.
Tell me how the carrier pigeon got its wings.
Okay,
John.
So the Prussian Empire army was advancing, and the systems of stuffing dispatches into hollow metal balls and floating them down the Seine somehow proved ineffective. But 6 days after the siege began on Paris, on September 19th, a balloon called La Ville de France sent off 3 pigeons at 11 a.m., and they were back, mission accomplished, by 5 p.m.
All right, let's unpack this. So there was a balloon that launched pigeons. So the balloon, an autonomous air-filled balloon, spawned pigeons by itself and said, "Go do a mission." And they went somewhere, and they came back 5 p.m. said, "Mission accomplished." We don't know what the mission was, but they came back to the balloon. So the balloon, not being a sentient being, knew nothing of what the mission was. So it was satisfied that said, "You know what? Good job, pigeons. I am but a mere balloon, and I know nothing of missions. Thank you for your due diligence and being back before supper time." What was the mission, John? Was there someone in the balloon? Were they up above Paris? John, fucking say the words. We're on the edge of our seats.
They were able to travel about like 20, 30 miles. The balloon was full of notes, and they were able to get that message to around the Bastille, and they brought in reinforcements and stopped the surge, and so the Prussians weren't able to take Paris, which then turned the tides of the war, and the Prussians didn't win.
All right, so the balloon, the non-sentient balloon, was full of notes, non-sentient pieces of paper with writing on it, and it was up to the 3 pigeons to work with the balloon to get the right notes and send them to places, as you say, the Bastille, to then fuck the Prussians' plan, John. Was it the balloon, the mastermind behind this, or was it the pigeons spearheading the whole affair?
Well, they got to the right place. They flew to the right place with the message in the balloon.
Right. So, okay, I guess I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking a hot air balloon that they're posted up, and these pigeons.
No, a balloon. A balloon, bro. A balloon.
You're thinking.
Like a balloon.
No, you're thinking. No, you're thinking a balloon like swallowing heroin when you fucking keister it to bring it across the border. That kind of, they put a, or was it a balloon? And so here's a pigeon with the balloon is bigger than the pigeon flying across.
No, the balloon's about the size of the pigeon. There are 3 of them, so they could carry the balloon, and all 3 of them went to the right place. They all knew where to go, and they flew there. The balloon didn't take them there. The balloon was not a hot air balloon.
No,
it was like a balloon, like a kid's birthday balloon.
Shut the fuck up. You made that point now abundantly clear. But yeah, now that it's a little balloon, it totally could guide them there, because big balloons, they don't have the ability to get direction and the wind speed. But the small balloons, John, have you ever seen a small balloon at a kid's party? Those fuckers know what's up, right? So I'm just saying, a small balloon, the size of a pigeon, and you get 3 of them together, they'll want to go this way. The balloon say, boys, we're going this way. And who's right? Balloon every time. Smart money's on the balloon, John. Smart money's on the balloon.
So you're saying the balloon at birthday parties knows exactly when to release itself, so the child will cry because the balloon's going to go up and away?
Well, let me ask you this, John. When's the last time you were at a kid's birthday party, the balloon went up that way, and for the kid crying at the perfect time, and you look around and there's 2 pigeons like, yeah, we did it, boys. They were nowhere at that party. The balloon did it himself, John. That's a fact. Just look at the logic of it. It's flawless. It's impregnable logic. That logic cannot be impregnated.
I think you're right, because the Grateful Nation commissioned Frederic Auguste Bartholdi of the Statue of Liberty fame.
Okay.
To design a bronze monument to honor the balloonists and pigeons of the siege.
See, told you. It's all about the balloon. Pigeons were an afterthought. If you look at it was here's a cast of the balloons in honor of the duty they served, changing the tide of the war. And then when you look at the real printed copy that they sent him to start the process, penciled in underneath that in little scribbles said, and the pigeons too. Some would say it looks a little like pigeon scratch. I don't know, John. Coincidence? I'm not one to say, but a little too convenient, my friend.
That's true. So we're moving forward to the next war, World War I, the Great World War, as they called it back then. The French pigeon lofts were well prepared, as were those of other combatants. The Germans even had photographer pigeons with cameras strapped to their bellies, a system that was only dropped when aerial reconnaissance planes were introduced. And by the end of the war, France had mobilized 30,000 pigeons and had declared that anyone impeding their flight could be sentenced to death.
So Germans had the photographer pigeons. French had the smoking pigeons that also painted. The Greeks had the sculptor pigeons, who are really into sodomy as well. Hey, man, it's cultural. What are you going to do? My, what a lovely, lovely thought.
On that note, let's have a quick shot to the Great World War.
I've known better. Cheers. Bing, bing, bing.
We may know better. You're right. By World War II, the French may not have had enough tanks, but they had pigeon units throughout the country. Defeat came too quickly for the pigeons to be of much use, however, except in the Marquis. Pigeons were loosed once again by the French in the Vietnam War.
Okay. And what were they doing then? You just skipped over World War II right into Vietnam. So let's go. What happened then?
It's all messages. So at this point, they weren't using balloons anymore. They had the little metal thing that held the strip of paper on their legs. So these pigeons are able to go to the place where they were trained to go, and they're so small that it's very difficult to, they'd have to be shooting every bird in the sky to make sure that messages weren't getting across. So it was very efficient during wartime, where anything else would be just shot down or shot on the ground. So they're really good at getting messages to their allies efficiently and then coming on back. And so they can use again. It's not a one-off.
Yeah. But what about the balloons, John? What happened to the balloons? Because it's not right that balloons lost their ability to serve their country. They're just as good as a pigeon, John. What about it if a balloon identifies as a pigeon, John? Would you let them serve then? Don't ask, don't tell policy.
Wasn't great. But you talk about balloon, and there's a parallel here, because even to this day, drug traffickers continue to escape technological advances in surveillance by sending flocks of pigeons, each carrying 10 grams of heroin, between Afghanistan and Pakistan.
That's awesome.
I thought you'd like that.
I like that a lot. I got to get me some pigeons and some heroin. If I had heroin and pigeons, John, oh, what a different world we would live in. Right now, I just have crank and balloons, so it's not as big of a step, allegedly, but...
Oh, allegedly, right, yeah. I'm sorry, I lost my place there. Okay. City pigeon, it's now argued, are necessary for biodiversity. The reason for this is not explained, but biodiversity is a code word these days that means hands off. So pigeons, not only the noble racing pigeons and the luggage-carrying cousin, the carrier pigeon, but also the common city pigeon, are now a hollowed part of city life. In Paris and in other cities, London, not New York. I mean, we can kick a pigeon if we want, but like there's a lot of them. I don't, but I'm saying that is technically legal.
I don't know about that, John. When John says anything is technically legal, we all know he's full of shit. That means John has gotten a ticket for it, but he wants to see if someone else is going to fall for it too. Technically, you can definitely have an open container on the subway while you kick a pigeon. For sure. I think pretty sure. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. I heard it somewhere.
This guy.
So, with being used over 5,000 years, the carrier pigeon, which is, by the way, a specific species of pigeon, and also other pigeons whom are not carrier pigeons, are all called homing pigeons. And if they're carrying messages, then they're specifically called messenger pigeons. 5,000 years they've been used, and they're still used to this day. Especially during wartime, for the early 20th century. But the last messaging service in the world that charged people to use homing pigeons was in Odisha called Orissa Police Carrier Pigeon Service, and it disbanded in 2006 after 60 years of active service and 800 birds. Carrier pigeons had provided daily communication between Orissa's 400 police stations across the state. They carried essential messages during two national disasters, the massive cyclone of 1971 and the unprecedented floods in 1982. Their ability to fly in adverse weather conditions saved many human lives. And
When they
that's
when they disbanded, did they just have a big old barbecue, feed the whole town, or
well, they're not going to
they got
release them
those?
in a ceremony. That's for doves.
They got that 11 herbs and spice rub. They said, "Hey guys, you'd had a hell of a run, but it's time to get crispy." Or they like police dogs, and you get to like adopt them and send them home. Like, but careful, if you let them out, they're gonna fly somewhere and deliver heroin. You mean if I let him go, will he bring heroin back? No, he's just gonna take your heroin and give it away. Aw,
Right. But he'll
that
come back for
slaps.
more.
They always do. Hey, carrier pigeon, your first one's free. Want to fly, little dove?
So, how do these pigeons do it? How are they able to navigate, even in adverse weather, in nighttime, daytime, from one place to another, the exact place where we want them to go, and then come on back? Elizabeth G. McAllister, author of War Pigeon Winged Couriers in the U.S. Military, 1878 to 1957. Says scientists generally believe these birds' uncanny ability to navigate back to their homes comes not only from their keen eyesight, they also have magnetites in their beaks that could act as a compass, and an extraordinary ability to detect low-frequency noises that travel long distances and guide them home.
John, you just have so many long run-on sentences. It's hard to get jokes in when there's no pauses and there's no cadence.
Well, that was a quote.
No, it wasn't. It started off with Kevin McAllister's sister wrote a book about war pigeons, wings of war from 2024 to 1482. Anyway, and then you started quoting shit. John, I'm just saying, nope. Nope, that's all she wrote. I had something good, but I was thinking, now I'm hungry for extra crispy. Extra crispy chickens.
So
It tastes like chicken.
They got the keen eyesight, the magnetites
That's what I was
in
going
their
to say,
beaks.
John. That's what I was going to say. The magnetic beaks. So if you lose your pigeon at the beach, could you get a metal detector? Beep, beep, beep. And it's like, oh shit, beep. There's just a bunch of pigeons hanging out like, oh, horrible sandcastle accident. Buried my pigeons, but I was able to find them because of their beaks. I don't know.
Quote, despite all this knowledge, she says, the exact mechanisms by which homing pigeons navigate home from a place they've never been remains a mystery.
Yeah, but that's a lot of birds do that. The swallows at San Capistrano in California, they come back to nest every year. So they're born there and then they leave. And every year when they come back to lay eggs, everyone who's been born there and who's never been there since finds their way back to the town, and they have just this whole giant thing of birds. And they're just swallows, John. Not the good kind, the bird kind.
Well, but they were born there, so they've been there once.
Oh, now you're going to get all nationalistic on me, John? I thought you were the last person. Birds are people too, John.
I don't know. That's kind of hard to swallow.
Oh, this fucking guy. Somebody came to play. Woo! Fucking John L. Peacock.
We got one packet to pop, and then we're moving right along.
All right. And everybody out there, thank you so much for tuning in here to the Two-Sided Pod. This is live. Shit, I said live and it scared me. Oh, fam. Okay, here we go. What's up, MFA? How you doing? Good to see you. How you been? What's up? How you doing?
Shout out to the fine folks in the foundation, and big salute to John L. Peacock, Esquire. He's got a jaunty stride, a thespian bent, and the wild, the woolly raconteur of the ages, my boy Pete. Gentlemen, do a shot.
John with his jaunty stride. My boy Pete with his jaundiced eyes. All right, John. Raise your glass and punish your liver. Here we go, pal. Bing, bing, bing.
Cheers. Cheers there, buddy. Cheers, Deb.
Oof. Oof.
We're going to talk about that last packet. So this is the last packet we're going to pop right now. But
Okay.
any packet that's going to come our way, any message that's coming our way, we will play them just a little bit later after we finish the quote-unquote official show. Is that a good enough explanation?
Yeah, but I didn't think we were there yet, but okay. We still have another lightning round, a short, and the serious, right? You've only done one of the fucking things.
Fine.
Or not. If not, I'm fine in the goddamn show, John. I just don't know how unprepared you are or how stupid you are. So if you're unprepared, great. If you're stupid, I get that too. Here, I'm going to play this message, and then we'll figure out what happens later. Shut your mouth. Here we go.
So, crazy fact about pigeons, maybe not that crazy, they're monogamous. How can pigeons be monogamous? To pick, like, there's, to know which one is yours for the rest of your life and stay with that one for the rest of your life. I mean, I know ducks, like mallards, are monogamous, but pigeons being monogamous is crazy.
Right?
I mean,
bro.
Other than that, that's it, actually. Fuck it.
100%. The whole thing, mallards monogamous, but they age well. They're really good looking. Pigeons, as they get old, they're fugly, man. If I was a middle-aged, aging pigeon, I don't want to stay with this pigeon. Look at those little pigeons over there. Coo. What up, Pidge? Coo. Is it?
True story. Earlier today in New York, because there's a lot of pigeons, I saw a pigeon with a what is that? A
feather
cowlick.
Yeah,
but it was a feather. But it was like a cowlick, like alfalfa from the Little Rascals, and just ruffled, like just not, definitely a past middle age, older pigeon. And I was like, dude, you lost your partner, didn't you? That sucks. Like, just you let yourself go.
One of the good feathers. Just sticking on the subway, smoking butts, fucking bumming change. Hey man, fucking I'll carry your bags for a hit. Hey man.
Anyone need me to carry some heroin somewhere?
Hey, you two pigeons looking for a third? Oh, coo.
I didn't know ageism was a thing around here. Yeah, he was looking a little shambled.
It'll happen, Joan. It'll happen.
Well, the two turtle doves, that's a big thing. They're also monogamous.
No. That's a big fucking Christmas misnomer, John.
Oh.
Elves are not edible, and turtle doves aren't monogamous. They're monotonous. They're boring as fuck. I think that's what people misunderstand.
Well, the partridge in the pear tree, not monogamous whatsoever.
Yeah. Those guys, fuck. Yeah.
Speaking.
Hey. Hey, Partridge jumped into a pear tree and said, "Hey, look at me. I'm an emotion. Can you guess which one?" They said, "No." He said, "I'm fucking despair." Cool, cool. Get it? Fucking despair.
Yeah. And the bear was like, "Hey, that's not cool."
No,
Cool.
pear.
Cool. Cool.
Never mind, John. You're an idiot. All right,
Oh.
keep going on. It's a pear tree and we're fucking a bear? Oh, cool, cool. John, I weep. I weep sometimes.
You weep? I'm like, what?
It's like doing a podcast with my mother right around 9 o'clock. Somehow all the normal fucking conversations left the building, and the ability to hear or think clearly that's fucking left.
Well, we lied. We are going to play this message from Lolly Be Good.
Yeah, we're going to do that, but you're going to finish your goddamn show after this. You got to finish your readings to your next one, okay?
Okay.
Actually, fun fact, to add to that fun fact about pigeons, most birds are actually monogamous. The vast majority of birds, and
That is very true. That's true. You know what? You're right. I was thinking elves shouldn't be a one-person snack. They could be if you're in an elf eating competition, but usually they're meant for sharing. All done, John. Hey, bud.
Hey, bud.
You're on mute, bud.
I know. Yeah. About halfway through that message, the sound went out, and I'm not sure why, but I'd like to play it again for those on the YouTubes. Hold on, I'm just doing things that will, because I didn't hear it either. Like it was completely silent for all of us on the YouTubes and myself. So could you play that one more time?
You bet, John. I can do anything. I can do anything for you, pal.
I can do anything for you, pal. For sure.
actually, fun fact, to add to that fun fact about pigeons, most birds are actually monogamous. The vast majority of birds, and Pete, you're wrong. You can eat elves if you eat them. Anything is edible if you eat them. So you can eat elves. I mean, it might be looked down upon by other elves, but eat up the elves. You can eat them all up. Delicious.
Oh, their judging little eyes. That's why you have to eat their eyes first. They can't look at you while they eat the rest of them.
Yeah,
and that's what Christmas is about.
That was a really weird turn, and we didn't hear that part. So I'm glad we were able to give the people what they want. Because that was wow.
Yeah.
Speaking of weird turns, it's time for our next lightning round.
All right, lightning round.
Where's lightning? I was gonna make a mess.
No, he sent a note in. He said John L. Peacock's not playing the game right, so he's out for the night. So apparently.
Well, this lightning round segment is one of your favorites and mine. That's right. It's Negative Nelly. Negative Nelly, where my boy Pete becomes Negative My Boy Pete.
All right. I can do that, John.
Yeah, you can.
You're getting a little fucking uppity there, John. You got to watch that tone.
I mean, before we get into the questions, Negative My Boy Pete, how you doing?
I'd rather not say, John, because it's only going to prove me a liar if I turn out to be doing worse and or better.
So let's just get into the questions then. Negative My Boy Pete, you got any fun plans for the summer?
Well, I'm going to try and use as much AC and add to the global warming and the hole in the ozone as possible to stay cool, which ultimately will lead to more heat and kill me sooner in the coming summers. So, not much.
Oh, well, I mean, as a side note, negative my boy Pete, that the hole in the ozone has actually closed up. There is no hole anymore.
Well, a good friend of mine once said, any hole can be reopened if you push hard enough.
Okay, okay. So, negative my boy Pete, how's the end of the year looking for you?
Well, it's looking like a lot of the beginning, John. Full of misery, failure, and just a lack of motivation. So, kind of like a two-sided show.
Negative my boy Pete, listen, what do you think your next big adventure is going to be?
You know what they always say, John? Death is the biggest adventure of them all. So here's for hope. And
Do they always say that?
the good ones do.
Final question, negative my boy Pete. Talk us through your 5-year plan goals.
First off, I hope it's going to be 2 years because 5 is way too long. The first 18 months are going to be filled with home invasions. And then the court case is really going to take it out of me, but I hope I don't make it to sentencing.
Got some good goals there. Thank you, negative my boy Pete. You go away now. I need a shot.
Oh,
I need a
it's
shot.
fun to play. John, you silly
You
bastard.
got too good at this one, man. You got way too good at this one. You used to
I'm
be
saying-
bad, and it was fun, but now it's just like depressing. Holy crap!
100%, bro. That's what, like, you need to fucking figure out your game. And I figured out what the problem is because we just do this goddamn show once a week and we don't talk like humans ever at all. So you have no idea what level I am on emotionally, mentally at all. And you're like, let's just throw these questions out. I was like, you're fucking playing with fire, John. I will open a goddamn portal to the soul with my answers. You don't want me to this shit.
Well,
Cheers,
cheers
bud.
to that. Cheers to you.
Bink, bink, bink. Ooh.
And of course, that's going to lead us into our the short segment. My boy Pete, tell us what the short is.
The short is when John reads a headline of this thing and puts a clock. This is what the serious segment should be, but John insists on doing 3 because he's fucking a defect. I don't know. But he sets a timer. He reads us a column. It could be from Instagram. It could be from a bathroom wall. Who fucking knows with this guy? And then we talk about it for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and then he puts an alarm on it. It's baffling. It's fucking baffling to me. Anyway, John, are you ready?
Yeah, that was good enough. The 5 minutes will start shortly after I give the title to my boy Pete.
I just went over that, John. Just fucking do it now. Start
Title
the goddamn game.
Takes first trip outside Capitol after assassination attempt. ...
I can't believe he didn't start with the words from the fucking segment. ...
From the AP, Bratislava, Slovakia. Slovakia's populist Prime Minister Robert Fico took his first trip outside the capital on Monday since returning his duties after an assassination attempt.
Okay. Did it affect his FICO score?
Fico visited a farm in Slovenka, Nova Ves, northeast of the capital of Bratislava, along with Agriculture Minister Richard Takok to check the grain harvest. Fico said in a brief statement that Slovakia was not ready to lift a ban on imports of agricultural products from Ukraine and thanked farmers for their work.
I'm just not sure what you're doing here, John. You're just We're reading a news story about the grain imports for Slovakia and Ukraine, or are we talking about a politician going out after he's been shot to a farm? What are we talking about here? You're bearing a lead, bud. No. Why the fuck are we talking about a grain fucking import? We don't give a shit about that, John. What are you doing? Stop bearing the lead. Stop being fucking coy.
All right. Well, here's the lead. So he was using a walking stick and didn't take any questions from the media. And it was his first official trip outside the Capitol since recovering from the May 15th attack in which he was shot in the abdomen 5 times. That's not in the article, but I wanted to point that out. As he greeted supporters in the town of Handlova.
Okay. So he was popped 5 times and still decided grain is the most important thing moving forward.
Yes.
I'd be rethinking my goddamn values at this point. Like, there's a nice beach somewhere. I'm sure I could get a severance package out of this. Do I really want to fucking do this anymore?
He has long been a divisive figure in Slovakia and beyond. He returned to power for the 4th time last year when his leftist party Smer, or Direction, won parliamentary elections campaigning on pro-Russia and anti-American message.
I do love a good Cold War play. That's a good political stance. I mean, it worked for the Rocky movies, Rambo. So
that's pretty sly of you. Yeah. So his critics worry that Slovakia could abandon its pro-Western course and follow the direction of Hungary under Prime Minister Viktor Orban. Thousands of people have held rallies in the capital and across Slovakia to protest Fico's policies.
There you go. Apparently they don't like him so much, but they love his grain. Gotta love that grain stance.
Okay. That's the end of the article. Did you know about this assassination attempt?
No,
May
John.
15th?
I've been on vacation for a month and a half. No.
Okay. Yeah. So he was shot 5 times in the abdomen.
That's what you said. And now he's walking with a cane and didn't take questions at a farm when he went to go talk about grain.
Right.
And he was from a movement from the right party that he was just elected the 4th time. John, I'm not listening. You don't have to repeat yourself every time, John.
Okay.
So, but yeah.
So he's considered a far right possible fascist.
That's what you said.
No, this is not what I've said.
Okay, you said he was from the far right party. His name is from the movement that
Right.
There was the 4th time, and he's a divisive figure. So you didn't say that, but now say the next part.
Do you know the state in Hungary?
I couldn't eat a bite right now, John, but tell me more. I'll listen.
It's super pro Russian war on Ukraine, fascist style,
Right.
egalitarian, and
That's what you said. They're worried that Slovakia is going to be moving away from pro US and more like Hungary that was pro Russian. And that is when I made the joke and you said, "Oh, how sly of you." So John, all of the things, yes, I'm with you 100%. So Hungary's not doing well. Hungary's with Russia. Slovakia is headed that same way, you're saying. And then there was an assassination attempt on May 15th, John. 5 times in the stomach. And this is the first time, I don't know if you knew this, John, he hadn't been out of his palace since he'd been shot on the 15th. John, shut the fucking alarm off. God, you're an asshole. But
it was a new one.
But it's literally nothing with you is new. Literally nothing with you is new.
Well, actually,
but no,
literally.
But you know what?
Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? I haven't been getting much sleep. Let's have a shot and go into our last segment.
need you to be better, John. Better person. Just fucking better, bud. Oof. Did you guys hear about the state of Hungary? Cheers, John. Shut the fuck up. Bink, bink, bink.
I've
Been sleeping well. Like, that's a fucking excuse.
We're
Go
not going
ahead.
to talk. We're not going to talk about the state of Hungary. We're going to talk about the state of the Roman Republic.
Here you go, John. What have the Romans done for us lately, though? Fucking, what have they done for us lately? You know, the most recent good thing they did was they gave us Russell Crowe's Gladiator. That was it. But then he went and did Cinderella Man and fucked it all up.
Well, Gladiator was during the time of the Roman Empire, so that is different from what we're going to talk about.
Empire? It's like Amway?
Empire, yeah. You know.
All right, I'll let you just talk because you said we're talking about the Roman Empire, but that's the Roman Empire.
Well, no, we're talking about the Roman Republic.
All right, fair enough, John. Just start talking.
Okay.
If you hum a few lines, I'll catch along and get the beat. Just start it, bud.
There is a difference between the two. So the Roman Republic,
I know. Here you go. This is where you start.
Is a period in which the city-state of Rome existed as a republican government from 509 BCE to 27 BCE. So it's one of the earliest examples of a representative democracy in the world.
Yes. Those were the times, John. Those are the times. 501 BC. Also, one of my favorite styles of blue jean. A good year and a good blue jean, John.
The early Republican Senate clearly held a bias towards the interests of the wealthiest citizens. Makes sense. After all, only members of the patrician class could hold office. Therefore, the plebeians, who made up the majority of the soldiers in the Roman army, staged protests outside the city walls.
Outside the walls?
Well, they couldn't do it inside. It was illegal.
But you'd leave a city full of arenas and Circus Maximus and all the vomitoriums you could possibly imagine just to go protest. That's a very plebeian way of thinking, John.
I tend to agree, but in maybe a different way. So the conflict led to the establishment of other legislative bodies, such as the Concilium Plebis, or Council of the Plebs, or Comitia Centuriatata, and the Comita Tributa.
Ooh, I'll have some of that. I'll get the pasta puttanesca, and you get the comita trabuca, and we'll split and go halvesies. Ooh, that'll be delicious.
And that was the tribal assemblies. In the Council of Plebes, the tribal assemblies laws would be passed based on the discussion of important issues that took place in the Senate. Their senators recommended which policies to implement, and so they actually affected the official quote-unquote government, the Senate, which created more of a democracy directly. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, John, you'd be great. You'd be a great spokesman for our plebeian council. You know what I'm saying? This is like the Teamsters, John. You're like Jimmy Hoffa, fucking speaking on behalf of us working men. You know what I'm saying? I'm with you, John. Okay, bring back the good old days. Bring back the good old days of the empire. Fuck your republic bullshit. I want empires.
That's later. You got to go back to the future.
Want it now.
Do you want the world? Do you want the whole world?
I'd give my kingdom for a horse.
So the Senate and the assemblies work together to appoint executive officials called magistrates. and they enacted laws and sought to increase Rome's territorial holdings throughout the Italian peninsula.
All right.
So this republic,
I'll allow it. Keep going.
all right, the republic began to engage in wars with its neighboring rivals and eliminating threats to use its superiority in the Mediterranean.
And you said doing their neighbors and their not neighboring countries, neighboring republics, little city states, right?
Of Italy, yeah. It
Of
started
Italy.
as Rome,
Yeah. Right,
yeah.
right. No, so not a bad idea. So what you're saying is I can take this and start moving into my neighborhood, start rumbling with other streets, taking over. That land by the park looks mighty nice. There's a lot of shady oak trees. We can take them by night. The park will be ours.
But only in the neighborhood. You don't want to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not too big for my britches, John. I don't want to get out over my skis. I just want to take over my neighborhood. Like maybe a 2-3 block radius at most. Because then how do you manage it? I'm running ragged just trying to keep all the things in line. John, it's crazy.
So in the first century BCE, which is roughly 100 years before Christ, the Roman Republic stood alone as the dominant power in the Mediterranean region.
When was that compared to when Noah released the first pigeon, John?
Much later.
We're doing fake timelines. And at what point? So it's way before when Heathcliff lived in the junkyard. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, you're right. Perfect. Yeah, you got it. You got it all.
Perfect. Love timelines.
This unique government that had the plebeians actually speaking to the ruling class, and the ruling class actually listening, and them expanding. This government allowed the republic to grow far beyond the city's walls, and victory in the 3 Punic Wars, which was 264 to 146 BCE, waged against Carthage, was the first of Rome's growing beyond the confines of the peninsula. And so they weren't just Italy anymore. They're going
beyond
out.
The confines of the peninsula, like you just said.
The confines, the confines.
You like to say one word and then follow it up with another way. It's just like something is said and then it's slowly repeated in almost the same fashion. One might say repetitious with a slight change. However, it could also be stated that it is repetitious with even less change than one first anticipated. Don't you agree, John?
Repetition going over and over again?
No, repetition going over and over again. There you go.
So
see?
Rome, however, was more than just a warrior state. The home of Romans believed in the importance of the family and the value of religion. And they also believed that citizenship defined what it meant to truly be civilized. And that's where we get our concept of civilized from.
Okay. All right. I don't know if I buy into that, but okay. So you have to be part of a group of huddled, lonely mass to be a civilized person. That's kind of bullshit. So what if you lived with a group of sodomites, cannibals? Would that be a civilized? You would be civilized because you lived with a large group of animals. Would that be civilization? Is that what would it be defined by? Just a number of mass souls you're around?
No, I mean,
I don't think so.
It's more of believing in family and unity of culture.
Yeah, but if you believe in a shit culture, that's civilization.
Yeah.
So it's not civilized, it's civilization. I think you're mistaking the two.
Citizens being civilized are the ones who believe in this sense of family and culture and unity of the state, of the government,
Hmm.
of the country. Which they didn't have
Interesting.
a word for
Okay.
that yet, but yeah, yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't call it civilized.
What is civilized to you?
Civilized is to act with civility, to be civil to one's neighbor, to
Isn't that
no,
exactly
to
what we're talking about?
not at all, because you just believe in family and one's culture. So if you, I eat my young. I make at 14, everyone fights to death, and then the two ones who live get to be chieftains for the year. And here's the thing: it's a great culture. I made it through. Your mom made it through. She was no slouch. So here's the deal: you got to get in there and kill your little brother. It's part of our civilization. I'm civilized. This is, you don't want to be part of this culture. I believe in it. You believe in it. We're civilized people. Get in there and kill people. That's not civilization. That's not civilized. That is a civilization. That
Yeah.
is a community. It is not a civilized civilization. I think that's where I'm saying there's the disconnect between the two words you're trying to put together.
Okay. Well, it's not me. It's
No, it
history.
is. Yeah, I'm looking at you. You're the one speaking the words and arguing with me. So yeah, fucker, you're the one. John, shut your goddamn pie hole. It's about to get fucking real, bud.
Well, what you're talking about in those examples are things that happened in the Roman Empire, not necessarily in the Roman Republic.
Right, but wouldn't they, as
There-
a Roman Empire, as in the Roman Empire, didn't they believe in that together as a group of people? Didn't they see their families as one? Didn't they take care of things? So wouldn't that be a civilization? But they're doing all these bad things. So would that be civilized?
Have you ever seen?
We're going to feed Christians to lions. We're going to
have,
have boats. Was that civilized, John?
have you ever seen a community or um, section of the populace take a term
Uh,
and kind of augment it in a way that is warping it in a little bit?
Have you ever seen Community with Chevy Chase? It's a really good show.
Have you ever seen Community without Chevy Chase? It's a better show.
Have you ever been kicked out of a community of campers? I have, but that's a story for another time, John. Back to the Roman Republic.
Elsewhere, in Rome, the division of the classes could best be seen within the city itself. The walls in the tenements. Rome was a refuge to many people who left the surrounding towns and farms seeking a better way of life. And so the immigrants came in and it started to crumble because they were all about the rich class. And there were slaves, but the slaves were just, their neighboring people that they conquered, and they're like, hey, you're going to work for me now for free. And so it wasn't necessarily based on race, quote unquote. That wasn't a term that we
Yeah,
use today back then.
right. And they liked it. It bettered their lives.
No,
Didn't
no,
they?
it did
Come on,
not.
John.
No, they were enslaved people, and they were still.
But they learned skills.
No, they did not.
Okay, well, I mean, they made the movie Gladiator about them, right? That's
Yes,
something.
I believe the descendants of the enslaved people of Rome actually did make the movie Gladiator.
Yeah, and
Right.
and they get residuals, John. That's what I'm talking about. Perpetuity, baby.
Reparations.
Oh, I don't even go that far.
And there was a little bit of a civil war. So unlike the empire, the Roman Empire, the Republic would not collapse due to any external threat, but instead fell to internal menace. You know what it is. Tell us. There's the war with Pompey, the little bit of the civil war, and Julius Caesar.
Yeah, et tu, Brute. Yeah,
Well, that's
Shakespeare wrote
later.
this whole thing.
Right,
Yeah.
but yeah, Pompey and Caesar had a little bit of a spat, and Caesar beat Pompey, exiled him.
Pompey.
No, actually,
Pompey.
the town is pronounced Pompeii. He's pronounced Pompey. I know it's kind of
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I say it's pronounced aluminium. You say it's not. So we'll
Burrito.
agree. You say burrito. I say shut the fuck up. Same idea, different pronunciations.
Same spelling, different pronunciation.
Mm-hmm.
So Caesar beats Pomp. Oh, whatever. It's
Just
Pompey.
just go.
It
John,
is.
just finish your fucking thing. You're an idiot. Just finish. Just read. Oh my God. Just read.
All right. So Pompey goes to Egypt, but Caesar had that whole relationship with this little thing called Cleopatra, and she had him executed, beheaded as soon as he reached the shores, which Caesar didn't want, apparently. Whatever. Anyway, then
Anyway,
on the Ides of March, a couple of senators got together and stabbed Caesar to death. Et tu, Brute, right?
right.
This led to a civil, all-out war that the people who held the charge, which was Augustus, originally known as Octavius, who was the nephew of Caesar, and Mark Antony, and another guy. We don't care about him.
I can be your hero, Caesar. I am Mark Antony, yeah. I will stand by you, oh Caesar. You can take my Caesar away. Et tu, Brute. One of my favorite Mark Antony's jams.
Yeah, so good. I recorded that. Anyway, so yeah, Mark Antony also fought for power after the triumvirate started falling apart with the unknown guy, because screw him. And Octavius turned Augustus Caesar, and then Augustus won all, and he became the first emperor of the Roman Empire. And they still had a Senate. Here's the big thing: they still had a Senate that officially all the power was coming from them, but they were all puppets, and so it meant nothing. It was a kangaroo court. It was the beginning of false democracy, of nothingness, and
Nice.
it all came from within. That's it. There's the Roman Republic. There you go.
And there's the Roman Republic. Well, folks, if you didn't think you would have the Roman Republic summed up in a nutshell, well, you were fucking wrong. John L. Peacock strikes again with a little bit of Roman knowledge. If you guys like things from 501 BC, well, too bad, because this is 501 AD. No, BC. Doesn't matter. It's old as shit, and John's going to tell us all about it.
The sources for this episode of Two Sided have been the first segment, the New York Times, Pigeon.org, the History Channel, and the Kashmir Observer. Second segment, National Geographic and WorldHistory.org, and the short, the AP News.
There you go. Pigeon. Coop. You know who likes pigeons, John?
Huh.
Drug dealers and Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson loves pigeons.
I heard about that.
You know who else does? Drug dealers, John. Drug dealers. I don't know if we talked about that, but yeah.
I think you learned that from tonight there, my Pete.
Well, I know I've known a few drug dealers in my day, and I know they have strange predilections, John.
Now it's time for your favorite game and mine. That's right, my boy Pete. What's the through line?
All right, what the fuck was it? Pigeons. Slovakian assassination looking at grain. And the Roman Republic. John, I think it's that we're regressing in time. I think that everything comes to an end except for balloons and pigeons.
Dude, that's right. Say it all and be done with it, because all good things must end. My boy Pete, that's the most right you've ever been.
I take umbrage with that, John. I have been quite correct many a time.
I gave you a second one. Before we head out, my boy Pete, is there anything from this episode you'd like to take a second glance at, a second look, a second thought, a second opinion? This is Pete's Retraction Corner.
Nope. From this show, John, no. Nope. I think it was perfect. Everything I did on my side was solid gold. It should be bronzed, set in amber, like the mosquitoes that made the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park, John. This is something that should be held for the ages and carried on for generations to come. My work here is done.
Do you have a shot ready?
Yeah, I do. I do. Hey, so you're not going to change? You're not going to change anything? I'm not muting up, not doing anything. You're going to go run to the little girl's room and run back as soon as the show's done, yeah?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers, bud. Bink,
Macau.
bink, bink.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. We have our open chat show continuing for those listening live on the Stereo app or watching on YouTube. So if you are here now, regardless of the platform, stick around. And if you are hearing this later and you want to join us in the green room for our after show wind downs, or want to throw some topics out there, email two-sidedpod@gmail.com. That's TWO sidedpod@gmail.com. That's a wrap for tonight. I'm John L. Peacock out in Brooklyn, New York.
I'm my boy Pete in Southern California.
And this was our show. You can eavesdrop wherever you get your podcasts, and even join us live, both on our YouTube channel, handled at two-sidedpod, all one word, and the Stereo app, every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, as we talk about the two sides of life, the serious and the fun, here on Two-Sided. Love you, Pete.
You, John. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are now in the green room. We are in officially the green room. John L. Peacock is running out to the back alley to use the outhouse. As we all know, New York has fallen into a state of squalor and abandonment. Pigeons are running the streets. So John is now having to rely on the kindness of strangers and the open porta potties in the city sewers. Yeah, there is no running water anymore in New York City. New York, that is the one thing. Okay, so hear me out. Do you guys live in New York? There's a shit ton of pigeons. There's a bunch in San Francisco, not too many in LA. Like, no, there's not money at all. But I feel like they're just gross. They're rats. They're just everywhere and dirty. And I don't know, man. How do you feel about pigeons? Like in the streets, they're just shitting everywhere. But then again, you know what? What about the Mary Poppins thing? The feed the birds? That old lady feeding the birds, getting that little kid to come and give her money to feed the birds. That's crazy town. Oof. Disney movies. What are you going to do? I don't know, guys. I don't know. But you know what? Here's a funny story. Speaking of spending money on things you shouldn't spend money on. That's a weird segue, but fair enough. I was down in San Diego this weekend, and we ended up we're staying in Mission Beach, and we had bikes, and we rode somewhere we shouldn't have been riding. Like, you can get a DUI on a bike, but rode out there, got food, went to a bar, came back, had more cocktails. I hit a garbage can in an alley. I didn't fall off the bike, but I stopped like, oof, fucked up my foot. Pretty hilarious. get back to the house, crash for the night, wake up the next morning, can't find my wallet. I come back to work the next day on Monday, and I have an email at work, and I have a message on my work phone that someone found my wallet in the alley and like giving me back my shit. I couldn't even believe it. Like, oh my God. So yeah, there's a good people in the world looking out for stupidity that is abounds. You know, I'm telling you what, it inspired me to to get a fanny pack when I'm drunk. Yeah, I think something stupid. I got it because you don't have a backpack. I can't be trusted by my own devices to carry my own wallet, my own smokes, my own pipe, my phone. I can't. That's too much stuff. You need a fanny pack. Well, that's where you're going to put your chapstick and your Pez and your Mentos. Yeah, all that shit. I'm just saying. But yeah, it was a good weekend, San Diego, that ended pretty well with no pigeons. So tell me about where you are. What is the invasive species? Is it birds? Is it or squirrels or fucking gingers? Oof, that'd be horrible. Gingers, they're everywhere. Speaking of which, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, your friend and mine coming back to the mic in full Technicolor glory, John L. Peacock. There he is. Is that a booby tassel on your hat?
Something, I don't know. Just give it to me.
Hey, what do you got in that bag? Booby tassels and hot wings?
Don't worry about it.
All right, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the Two-Sided Pod. We are officially in the green room. Shout out to everybody in the YouTube audience. We got MFA out there. How you doing? We got Julie Prunes, Joey Labartnick. His pops called them flying rats. Full on, they are full of diseases and rat-like tendencies.
G-boots.
They don't taste as good as rat though. Rat sorbet, rat pudding, rat stew, or strawberry tart. We've got rat sorbet or strawberry tart. Anyway, John, we got some messages here now. You ready to play some messages?
No, I'm not. No. I'm changing the thing. Give me two more Turkish.
How about
2 more Turkish minutes? Thank you.
How about you just plug in real quick and then fuck with your phone so we can play his messages while you fuck with your phone?
No, I only have a certain amount of time that I can do this. So.
Huh. All right. Faith is in the house. What up, Faye Dog? How you doing? Always a pleasure, girl. You might recognize my ginger friend from such things as the strip club that no one should ever go to, and When Gingers Attack, the PBS version. All right, folks. If you call in now with your jokes about John's hat, you too can win a tote bag that says, "I hated gingers before it was cool." That's right. That's right, folks. You ready?
Here we go. Some messages. J-Pods.
Okay, quick joke. This guy buys a parrot. It's the last one left. They're like, you don't want this parrot. He talks way too much shit. He's got a potty mouth. The guy's like, I can handle it. No big deal. He takes it home. Gets home from work the first day. Parrot goes, hey, mister. And the guy's like, what? He's like, go fuck yourself. And he's like, Jesus, dude, don't fucking talk to me like that. So then the second day he gets home from work, he walks in. Pigeon. Parrot goes, hey, mister. The guy's like, what? And he's like, go fuck yourself. And the guy's like, dude, I said, do not talk to me like that. You say that again, I'm gonna drown you in the bathtub and rip your neck and you'll be dead. Don't ever do that again. Third day, gets off work, he comes in, and the parrot goes, hey, mister. And the guy's like, what? And the parrot goes, you know what?
folks, Rome wasn't built in a day, but John L. Peacock's description of the Roman Republic took almost a full 23 hours. So, irony. That's a little infection. Jesus.
What's up, guys? This is the Dr. Dixon Mason here in
How
London.
y'all doing?
And you guys talking about pigeons and drug dealers. Kind of perked my interest, you know. I don't know any drug dealers that have any pigeons per se, but I do quite a many that have these sugar gliders. Have you seen these things?
Yep.
Kind of like a squirrel, it looks like a bat, it flies. And I don't know what the fuck you can do with it, but I remember the first time I saw one was at a flea market, and it was just like Gremlins. You know, I was like, hey, got some of them sugar gliders. I said, what the fuck? He said, I said I got some of them sugar gliders over here. And I went in there, and it was a big thing. But wow, sugar gliders. Yeah. Fucking drugs and sugar gliders is what what the world needs right now.
Hell yeah.
To my boy Pete and John L. Peacock.
Dr. Dixon, how you doing, man? Always a pleasure, bud. Yeah, you know what? Sugar gliders, if you get them wet or feed them after midnight, that's when they turn in, well, I don't know. Something about that. But yeah. Sugar gliders, those are illegal in California. You can't have those here. I don't think you can, or no, I'm thinking ferrets. Sugar gliders you can have, ferrets you can't.
But I know Rome wasn't real, then I did.
Jesus.
Hey, Pete, don't play this for other people.
All right, fair enough. Not a problem. John, you look like one of those Raggedy Andy dolls that got put through the wash and then like, oh, look, I found this hat in the thrift store. No. What are you doing? Hey, hey, fuck it. Hey, stop it, idiot. I'm not saying you look like you're in a fucking dryer right now. You look like you have been run through a washer and you're wearing hand-me-down clothes from a thrift store with ribbons off your goddamn curly head. It wasn't a pantomime joke. It was a specific description about your appearance this moment. If you might have thought I said that about you before, that's just that deja vu kicking in again, John.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Open pandemii, Nijin says on Johnson Mayan Chukoniki go Shariatsu Fushin Namu.
Akucha de prosim, výstup nastup, do veši se seviraj. Priši Stanistan o Potov.
I mean, did you want to play that one message that you didn't play through?
No.
Hey, buddy. Yeah, we don't get to talk so much. How you doing? Like for realsies.
Yeah, no, I get so fucking fed up with you halfway through the night because you just I don't know what kind of people you're running with in these fucking theater crowds, but no one is checking you and you're just running all fucking hog wild. It's like letting a toddler eat a bunch of candy all fucking day and wondering why he's a fucking asshole at night. Yeah. You have no checks and balances, John. You have no checks and balances in your life anymore.
Well, I kind of do because I just had to deal with YouTube taking down one of our videos from 2022.
Yeah. You had to deal with that last week, so we already knew about that.
It's a new one. It's a new one.
It's another one.
So that one they were editing a small part, and this one they were taking it totally down. So I was supposed to appeal. And looking at it, it's when your beard was big, bold, and beautiful with the stripes. Um, and we talked about it at the clip at the point where they're supposed to take it down. And I was saying, "Oh, Pete, why do you always wear a hat, but you let your beard fly, where you don't have any gray hairs in your head, but you have these beautiful stripes going down this big beard?" Shout out to 2022 clips of YouTube, by the way. Um,
Focus, John. What's the goddamn point of your fucking story? Shout out to fucking my ability to not finish the story.
and one of the segments was testing COVID in early 2022, and they said that we were grossly against the WHO's recommendations, and so we were spreading misinformation. And the clip was not that at all, and so I appealed, and I haven't heard back yet.
Oh, so it's 2 that you said we were misinformation about COVID.
Yeah. No. The first one was playing copyrighted songs.
You never said
First
that
one-
last week, John. Last week you said it was COVID. You've talked about this once, and I've only heard about one, and you said it was COVID. And we were doing misrepresentations, so you didn't tell the first one the right way.
Right. So that one was this one, and I just didn't look at it until after I talked to you. And so you're right. The one I talked to you about was this one. There was another one before that, which was we were playing copyrighted songs.
I wasn't.
No, neither was I.
Yeah, you were.
I was playing kind of copyrighted. I was playing like copywritten songs. You know, it's copyrighted adjacent.
Copyright-ish.
Yeah, exactly.
Copyright-ish. Right-ish. Right. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Well, John, are we saying we're trying to change, or are we trying to fucking get more taken down? Because I'm down either way, John. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, I think we should double down. I think we should get our heels in the sand, my friend.
You know what? You know what testing I don't believe in?
What's that?
Get your fucking hands out of the screen. IQ testing, John. It always lies.
Why? Why does it always lie, Bibo Pete? I'm going to challenge you on that one.
Why does it always lie? Oh, look, you're the one who's ended up missing a chromosome at the last test results, and you're the one who thinks we should be all for it? Come on, John.
That's why I'm now having a trucker hat on. The tests always tell the truth.
I tell you, bud, sometimes irony is just too biting. Sometimes just too biting, pal.
So I was looking at that old episode, and I realized you've been much more confident in your hair. And like in the episode, I was like, dude, why are you always capped with your, like, you have great hair. It's not great at all. Like, I don't know, it's too greasy, and I'm big thumb looking time to time.
John, during that time, you got to realize I fucking didn't wear pants for like a year and a half. I didn't wear shoes. I still haven't worn socks. Like it's been like 4 years since I've worn socks. I take it back. I wear them at the airport because I'm not going to stand barefoot on those fucking little things. That's gross. It's fucking gross. But other than that, no, fuck that. So yeah, I would always put on a hat. Like I never ever did my hair and just like got to be a thing. I wore a hat probably for 2 years straight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like straight.
And
every day, everywhere.
I did not quite realize it, but there was a moment when the hats, it wasn't all at once. It wasn't cold turkey. You had a hat here and there because we were still 2 days a week, but they phased out.
Yep. Hats killed my uncle, John. And it's about time I start recognizing the pattern that was starting to form. I don't want to be another number in my family. What happened? Oh, he was wearing a trucker hat that just overcame him one night and just took him for all it was worth. Can't have that, John. That's not going to be my legacy. No, no, sir, not today. Not on my watch. That's why I'm only wearing chaps. No more hats, all chaps.
What kind of chaps?
What kind do you think, John? Come
Leather?
on. Yeah, leather and assless.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. The standard.
Standard. Yeah. You wear them to work and like, what's that? Like, don't judge how I identify. I identify as a cowboy. Should have been a cowboy.
So you didn't wear any pants.
Not
But you wore a hat.
Mm-hmm.
Must have been interesting when you went outside.
It was like a reverse Donald Duck. It was a full on. All right, so hear me out. I wore basketball shorts if I had to leave the house. But that's the other thing. During that time, during the whole fucking lockdown, I leaned into that motherfucker so hard. I found Instacart and DoorDash, and I swear to God, I did not leave my house probably for like 3 weeks at a time, 4 weeks at a time, like full on. Like they bring me booze. Like I would get weed delivered. I would get booze delivered. All my streaming services were here. I'm like, who needs pants like that? No need for it.
He identifies as a cowboy. Let him identify as a cowboy. Biden thinks he's a black woman.
Right? Exactly. We all can be anything we wanted to be. You know, John, my mom always said, Pete, my son, my favorite child. Oh, she never said that. She said, Pete, my son, you know, you can be anything you want to be. And I said, Mom, I want to be an Eastern European immigrant. What a liar mom turned out to be. Can't even identify as one. What? Why do you have a ribbon on your hat, bro?
I'm not quite sure. Don't worry about it.
I'm not worried about it. I'm asking a question. Like, why don't you take it off?
That's what I'm doing right now. That's why I'm drawing attention to it. But
right. Why don't you take your hat off to like focus?
No.
Jesus.
Take the helmet off. The whole thing off.
Right. Instead, let's just do this because that's like, wow, it's like watching fucking Neanderthal man try and spark rocks together and make fire. Hey, you could take that ribbon off, you take your.
I'm nothing but a chicken, but I'm also the lawyer, so
John. Hey, bud, you get that hat at a strip club? You go to a titty bar?
I don't want to talk about it.
No, you do want to talk about it because you're wearing the fucking hat with a ribbon on it that looks like booby tassels. So you want to talk about it because you're wearing it so fucking proudly. So you go to a titty club, John? Get a lap dance? Get it motorboated? John, you touch a booby? John, what happened? Was it this weekend?
No. There was a festival named for Deja Vu, the cherry picking, and someone won a raffle thing and gave this hat to me.
There was cherry picking?
That's the name of the festival.
A Deja Vu cherry festival.
This year's theme was Deja Vu.
And a cherry picking festival.
That's the name of the festival, yeah.
Okay, was it a strip club?
No, it was downtown, so yeah. But no, it wasn't a strip club. It might have been used as a strip club sometime, but not
because that's that's the logo, and it looks like the same font as the Deja Vu.
What is the Deja Vu?
It is a nationally acclaimed strip club all over Vegas. The Deja Vu.
Southern California, maybe?
No, Vegas, Southern California. I know they have Texas, Florida. The Vu.
I don't believe they have that in New York.
No, we just have cherry orchards where we get lap dances and hats. You're a fucking idiot, John.
Well, when we talked about deja vu,
And we talked about cherries. Why is there a ribbon on your hat? Was it a gift basket that you just didn't
it was a raffle
understand?
prize.
So you didn't understand how to unwrap it?
I just put it on. I was just giving it.
When someone gives you a brand new shirt and it has the tags on it and has a little thing that says large, it's on your, or extra medium for you. There's no buttons on mine on this side and has the tag in the back. You're like, oh, sweet. You just put it on, like, this is sweet. And you start wearing it and then worry about everything as you're walking down the street? Or do you dress yourself like a normal human? Take a breath, see what you're putting on. Let me unwrap it. Let me take the tags off. Let me take the gay ass cherry picking ribbons off.
I do put it on before I take the tags off in case it doesn't fit me. And
right, so you can take it back to the raffle. Take this back to the fucking cherry orchard where you found it. It doesn't fit me. This hat is not one size fits all gingers. It's for people with big heads or small heads, not a ginger head. I want nothing to do with it. I left the ribbon on so you can get your cherries back, if that's what you paid. You see the flaws in your logic, right? I always leave tags on when I put hats on because I want to. Sorry. Yeah, dumb stuff.
I leave tags on clothing, which hat is a form of clothing, until I wear it, so I know it fits me. Yeah. I'm gonna stick with that. I'm doubling down.
100%. You're an idiot. I leave the tags on my condoms so I can return them after I use them. Like, this didn't work. I'd like my money back.
Someone poked a hole in it.
Not on this end. John. Jesus. All right, let's do a shot.
All right.
You're making me sober. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, brother. It's
good
to talk to
you. Ooh.
As always. Pop that packet.
Assaulted human. That's right, I'm salty as fuck. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing? Good to hear your voice. Always a pleasure. Assaulted human. I like that. That's assault. Yes, it is.
With a battery, nonetheless.
Energizer. They'll keep assaulting and battering.
Hey, follow her because it's a new account. Hey, assaulted human. What up, MFE?
Oh, that was a little rough. That was. Hi, how you doing? Oh, hi. Good to see you. Oh. All right, cool.
John, this is from MFA. John, your mischievous smile makes me laugh so hard. Your pantomime was amazing. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I should continue doing that then. Okay, good.
No, John. People who say that aren't your real friends. Did you ever see that? This what was the fucking This Life? What was the TV show with Corky? The kid with Down syndrome who was trying to make it in had the sister and
Life Goes On.
Life Goes On. Yeah.
Sometimes
John, when people say they like your pantomimes, it's just like that episode when Corky was going to be on the football team. They're not your real friends, John. Don't keep doing it. Just go home.
The better reference might have been Rudy, because he wins in the end. Rudy.
Yeah, but no one eggs him on to do stupid stuff.
That's true. That is true.
So maybe you need to learn about what references actually mean. So then you would know what a better reference is. John. Some men you just can't reach, which is the way he wants it. Well, he gets it.
You know me, I couldn't stay away for that long. Not forever. But, yeah, I'm starting to write a book, perhaps just a magazine article. Could turn into a book, but I thought it was a cool play on words, assaulted human. Not like I was physically assaulted, which, I have been, but we're not going to get into that. I'm salty. I'm salty about a lot of fucking things. And, I think we need to talk about it. I think we do.
Assaulted human. The story of Lot's wife.
Oh, what's her name?
Old what's her name? Never forget old what's her name.
Stephanie. I believe it was Stephanie.
You did, Sarah, bud. You've had so many. You've had so many biblical references. Serious, like Noah was the first person to throw a pigeon out. Motherfucker. This was before Jesus Christ was born. Motherfucker. Come on, John. I know other people wrote it, but you're repeating it. You're giving it credence.
Well, you mentioned the Jesus part. There was no Jesus in my notes, but we talked about it. But that did start from you.
All right, fair enough. You want to give me back to Noah? Fucking, you want to stick with that?
Oh, Noah was 100%. Noah was the first who loosed a messenger pigeon. Yes, yeah, no, yeah. I took
fair
that.
Enough.
Yep.
There you go. Own that one, motherfucker. Well, technically, you were the one who. Oh, you mean the other thing? Yeah, I did that. Totally did that. No, this is a hat from a cherry orchard. No, Jesus gave it to me. No, when he came back it was 3 days and he rolled the stone away from the cherry orchard festival and gave me a hat. I was so excited I put it on. That's why I didn't take the ribbon off. God. What would Jesus do for a deja vu hat? He wouldn't put up with this shit, I'll tell you that much. Ugh.
Whoa. Well, I feel like we've had this discussion before.
Yeah. It's just your left brain catching up with your right brain, John, and saying, you've done too many drugs.
We got another one.
I really want to say something about how I'm not supposed to talk about it.
Do it.
Last time was the first time, and that's usually the last time. But I do remember throwing it over there, and they were like, where did it go? And I'm like, I don't know, dude. Just ended up over there. You can't catch. They're like, what? You can't throw? And then all of a sudden, I've got 2 girlfriends, a mother, and I'm just kidding. I lost it.
Oh, what up, JD? What's up, my man? How you doing? I love it. Yeah. It happens all the time, bud.
No, there's a thread. I lost the thread.
Here's the deal. Keep humming. I'm gonna catch up. I'll snap along if I can catch the beat. I'm good at dancing. Keep going. Keep going.
Tell me the key.
Watch me for the changes. So I bought these little pills things.
Allegedly, maybe. I don't know.
No.
We said that.
No, John. We're not going alleged. We're going full bore, man. Statute of limitations pretty much has to be quick on this one, bud. I'm moving to Bolivia anyway. I didn't tell you that, but I think I'm gonna be safe. These fucking hash tabs. So they look like little they're smaller than Altoids, like smaller than aspirin, but they're each one of them is 30 milligrams of THC, and they're in this little tiny plastic box thing. I was like, oh, perfect for work. Like, it's a fucking little pill thing. It's like a gummy, won't smell thing. Like, it's great. 30 milligrams is perfect. So I opened it at work, and it's like, I don't know what they did to these. It smelled like I fucking opened a sack of weed. Like, I just opened this little plastic. I was like, what the fuck? Jesus. Like, oh, ate one and fucking, I need to take this. This is, I need to light a cigarette in my office because it smells like weed in here. Shit.
Close that up as quick as possible.
Yeah, dude. It was a little bit much. So I'm like, all right, yeah, it's good, but it's not like that inconspicuous, like, oh, I'm just having gummies or edibles or a chocolate where you can't really smell or tell.
Right.
This was aggressive, like super good. It worked great, but it's like not inconspicuous. It's not what you think for these little, like, no one knows pills. oh, everybody fucking knows.
So, do you think, one, that it's in a gummy, or two, that it's the 30 instead of 10, the average 10, that caused them to have to push something that kept the smell and or aggravated the smell?
No, I think I think it's because it's not gummies. I think it's because of the way it's processed. It's a hash tab, and it's just like, it's basically processed hash. So I think you're just eating fucking, because it's 0.09 ounces each little pill, like 0.09. So I think it's like 0.09 of hash. Like, here you go, just like fucking shit.
With 30 milligrams of THC.
I don't know. No, I don't think so. You have to distill that somehow. Yeah, I don't think it's a good buy though. It's interesting.
I would not. It's nice. It was a good while it lasted, but I would not recommend for further purchase.
No.
Let's go on to our next product. Next product, we have a Blue Dream from someplace in Bushwick, New York, and
it's talking about weed now.
It's also yeah.
I was just talking about crazy pills. You're like, here's a strain of weed that I bought and I smoke. John, I'm playing some messages.
Okay, hold on. All right, yeah, go for it.
I'm gonna talk about weed. Fucking John.
Pills, you say? Are they weight crosses? My mother still has a plethora of those that she utilizes on the daily, and then brags about all the energy she has. It's kind of funny if you ask me, but do tell, what pills?
I'm gonna say, if you talk to your mom, I'll trade her some of mine for some of hers. Ooh, one of my favorite things is barter pill swapping. All right, everybody, let's put all of our pills into a big pile and split them, okay? You shake them up like a grab bag. Everyone reaches in with a fist, and you eat whatever you pull out. 3, 2, 1, go.
Weird question, dude. Like, it's so weird. It's so weird that it takes you so long to understand what's going on. It's so weird that, like, oh my goodness, you can't tell. I'm talking about, like, what you're smelling, or if they can cook potatoes and, make breakfast in the morning.
Nothing like the smell of fresh cooking breakfast in the morning. Ain't that right, John?
Yeah, of course. A little bacon, a little garlic.
It's funny, that was my nickname back in high school, Little Bacon.
I was a little garlic. Oh.
Weird.
Hey, remember the mound of tater tots that I had with a mound of cheese that I put a whole lot of garlic in the couple of months that I lived with you?
Yeah, that was
the
pretty aggressive.
Scramble. Yeah,
that was pretty aggressive. The cholesterol bomb.
So good.
Like, hey, you boys ain't planning to shit right, are you? No, sir. Not anytime soon. Not after this breakfast.
I say it was worth it. I believe you have said throughout the years that it was also worth
You're damn good. Had you repeating like a howitzer though, man. I tell you what. Hoo yeah.
it. All right, what is it? 110. Shot and 15, 20 more minutes till about 30 after the hour.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Can do. Oh shit. 10. Yeah. I'm now rethinking my life. Well, I know I was told myself I was going to do laundry when I got home today, and I didn't. And now I'm like, it's fucking 10 o'clock. You going to do it? I'm like, you should. You should. Ah. Mm. They're just scrubs. They don't need to be clean. They're going to be bloody anyway, right? Just cut. Is that blood? Yeah, but it's not mine. Don't worry.
They're not around live patients, so it's okay.
That's my favorite thing whenever I see my mom. She's like, is that blood? Yeah, Mom, but it's not mine. It's totally fine. Don't worry about it.
How often did that happen?
Too often. Too often. All right.
Yo, Pete, been playing Fortnite lately? You like the new season? What do you think of all these fucking cars? Fucking annoying.
Right?
Fun though.
I played once, but I was like, ugh, I haven't had much. I've been watching more. I've been watching YouTube videos of channels of people playing because I have more fun watching that. Like in the background, I don't have to pay attention and I don't have to do anything, but still get to enjoy. And I feel like I'm getting better. It's like the old saying. It's like that. We took 3 groups of people. One group practiced their free throws every day. Another group didn't do shit at all. The third group just thought about it. The people who thought about it did pretty fucking good. I'm like the people who think about it. I don't do shit. I think about it.
I actually know the study you're talking about, but you were very vague with that.
Yeah, that's pretty much how you read most of your segues about balloons and pigeons, Sean. Now, welcome to my pain. You just fucking lost with all these words being thrown at you. Like, Jesus Christ, what are you saying? Well, there's a balloon and the pigeons take off from the balloon, carry the notes. With basketballs. They think about it.
Yeah, so there was... no, we don't need to talk about it more.
There you go.
Or we could.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers,
There
everybody. The cow.
Ooh. Ooh.
We're having deja vu.
Oh shit, it's my boy Pete. Love you out there, bro. John Peacock. I am always trying to get somewhere. But guess what? I forgot what I was talking about again. Good for you.
That's what I'm talking about. The ability to derail anyone's thought process. It's a gift. Ain't that right, John?
That's 100% right. Yeah. It's a gift. It's a treasure. It's a thing to behold. It's a my boy Pete.
Right? I'm saying we must shun and repudiate those who do not agree. Ain't that right, John?
Right. We must repudiate
Man, we're gonna say them that we don't like them motherfuckers.
Rupert, we hate that guy.
Yeah. Man, repudiate. Yeah,
there you go.
I named my second kid Little Repudiate.
He's the one I don't care about because he's the second one.
Yeah, exactly. Repudiate Mulligan is middle name. I don't care. Yeah. He's going to have a hard life, that one.
On his birth certificate, it is Rupert, but you didn't care enough to notice.
Never learned to spell anyway, John. I don't blame him. I blame the education system.
That's stupid.
I know, right? I know. Oh, dude.
Hey, so when are we going on tour? We got enough of a fan base.
You got to get your shit together. Right now, your costumes aren't lending fucking much credence to our fucking touring agenda, John. If you figure out how to unwrap all of our merch before you put it on, then we'll talk about tours. Right now, you're the guy who's gonna like accidentally swallow one of the plastic tags and like choke to death. What happened? He was putting on a hat. He was putting on a hat and swallowed the tag. Ended up in the ER in Delaware.
This is unrelated. Okay.
Jesus Christ. Turns out the hat's made from cherry pits. He's allergic to cherry pits, and he keeps swallowing them. It's not ending well.
I didn't even win this one. It was given to
me. John, a hat like that, no one wins. Like, there's no winners involved with that hat. That is what we call a birth control hat, because nobody's getting laid wearing something like that. Holy shit.
I saw you won that hat from the raffle at the cherry picking festival. I wouldn't say I won the hat.
I see where you're going with that, John. It was a good try.
Yeah, we could workshop that. Let's take that up.
Yeah. Yeah. You missed the mark with that one, John. I wouldn't say he missed it. Fucking John. Fucking John. Yeah, dude. This is gonna be we're Tuesday. This is my first full week back in like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And I don't like it.
But you have time off pretty soon, right?
Yeah. In a month I'm taking a week off. Yeah. Yeah.
As one who just got my first PTO, paid time off, ever in my life, after 1 year, it's so little. I look at you and I'm like, oh man, that's so great. If you just stick with something for long enough, even if you don't really like it, but you just like suckle off the teat of that part of capitalism, you get some pretty good rewards.
Oh, John, here's the deal. If you're willing to sell your soul, the skies are the limit, my friend. No, you won't sleep at night. You're not going to have a solid bowel movement for at least 15, 20 years. You're going to probably pee and vomit blood most of the day. But oh, that sweet, sweet time off and that goddamn paycheck, John. I work for fucking vacation time now. I don't care. I'm pretty sure I could pay my mortgage just by hustling, just by doing dirt and getting.
Oh,
I could do that.
For sure. I know you can.
But then it's like, all right, now you have to do it all the time, every day, or go bigger to get the vacation time to do the stuff, to do the thing. Like, I give up. Okay, you win. I'll pay taxes. Okay. Jesus.
I'll be on the grid.
Whatever. You guys are a bunch of dicks with this. You know that, right?
We got 2 more packets.
Wait, you're talking about like taking up time? You know, like the one thing that you really like all the time, and you're gonna go, oh look, I made something in clay, and I fire it in your oven.
Oh, I was like waiting for the other part. I'm like, yeah, I'm with you. 100%. What's next?
Long dog. Doesn't matter how far away I am, I can still hear you too. My family brought me up, man.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, JD.
Peacock, love you. All the time, my boy Pete.
Hell yeah, bud. I like the cut of your jib, my friend. I like the cut of your jib. You're a real straight shooter, and I like that. My man. I like the way your family raised you too. They done a good job. I like John's family, but I don't know about the way they raised him. I have some notes. Every time I see his mom, I'm like, yeah.
Well, hey, as the baby of 6, come on.
Vicky, can we sit down? I have some notes. I just want to go over. Gonna take 5-10 minutes. You have a notepad, right? All right, perfect. Here's my thoughts. All right. Act 1. Holy shit. There's gonna be a lot of holy shits in here. I hope you know this.
As long as they're holy, she's okay with it.
Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
2, of course she has a notepad. She runs a bed and breakfast, obviously. Come on.
Right? And of course she's open for suggestion. That's when we started that happy hour. She was like, I don't believe in drinking. I was like, well, you know, a lot of people would be a lot more drunk if you did serve alcohol. She's like, well, I never thought about it like that.
That's statistical. I know. That is statistical.
Right? I don't care which way you look at it. That's goddamn logic right there.
Weekly notes are all about logic.
Yeah. Technically, 2 wrongs do make a right if you keep on carrying the 1.
Oh, it's the 4 left. Never mind. So JD, I actually friended him. He's a pretty awesome dude. Chiming in and listening. Thank you so much for listening. And shout out to the foundation who's here. Delicious, the Foxes, Jules, Assaulted Human. Thank you, Gareth, and Survivalicious. That's a great, nice one. Survivalicious.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I know it's when you have your choices in stupid comedy on Tuesdays, there are a lot of options out there. We'd like to thank you kindly for coming to the stupidest place possible. We know that your IQ has been lowered, as well as your inhibitions and your expectations. That is all we have to offer.
We may not be the bad boys of stereo, but we are the stupid boys of stereo.
The fuck are you talking about, John? Man, you talk about me out of class. I am the bad, stupid boy. That's what they call me. Bad, stupid kind of boy. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they huff too much paint with you? Stupid boys, bad boys.
Ow!
So dumb. You're an idiot. You're good. You're fine. People like you. I like you. I like you.
I like you. I like you.
I say that a lot.
I'm going to convince myself.
Your mom is absolutely adorable. How's she doing? How's the clan? Yeah, I was just reminiscing on spending time with her the other day. It was quite a treat. I really enjoyed watching you play multiple times. I'm holding out hope. Next season, they're going to let you back in there. Let's go.
Hell yeah. I'd like you to get a job off site, John. Get a job somewhere to do something. Make something out of yourself. Make your mother and I proud. We've been hoping for so much for you. Sometimes after we're done giving notes, we just sit and drink warm milk and reminisce about the good old days. For John found his love for hats.
There is a through line there, my Pete, because if I came back to what she's talking about, the dinner theater in Michigan, I'd be a director and I would cast the show and I could cast you in the
Right.
show.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd only have to take like 2 months off work.
No. It's like 5 weeks.
just take off 5 weeks. I think that's my entire vacation for the year. Yeah, I'm not going to go to Mexico or Belize or Florida. I'm going to go to Michigan with John L. Peacock for a play. But it's cool. I make like $500. So it all pays for itself. And I sleep in a house with a bunch of other people, living the dream.
Can't you work remotely?
Not anymore. No, I got to be hands-on now.
Ooh, stupid
Yeah.
cadavers.
I'm telling you what. They keep on changing them up.
Sucky. Pop that one.
Out of one half in place after the other. I don't remember how the other half went, but I ended up giving her a ride home anyway.
Which one? Which one's the other? Oh, I love it. Oh, where am I? Okay. Gonna do a shot. Close it up.
Yep.
All right, buddy boy. Everybody out there, put it on your calendar. Remember, September 20th, Earl Camp, Green Valley, Arizona. Get your fucking asses in gear. John and I are gonna be there. John's gonna be flying out.
The week before Labor Day weekend.
Yep. Gonna be getting the band back together. Gonna be riding the battle wagon. Hilarity will ensue. Yeah. Everything is gonna be okay. We'll see you guys there. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, everybody.
Bink, bink, bink.
Gal. Love you, brother.
All right, bud. Love you, man. Have a good one.